Each year on our Thanksgiving Day show, we spotlight some of the organizations that are doing good work throughout the region. Kathy, as always, is a big help to us as we do this. And as always, we've assembled a geographically diverse array of charities. We start off this time with the Literacy Council of Montgomery County. With us now by phone, Pamela SAUSSY. She's the council's executive director. And Ms. SAUSSY, thanks very much for being with us today. Good of you to join us.
Great to be here. Thanks.
Talk about what it is the council does, and if you want to talk a moment about how you are weathering this economic storm, that as well.
Sure, happy to. We've been around since '63, and what we do is teach adults how to read, write, and speak English, and that's a big need in Montgomery County. A lot of people feel that Montgomery is very well educated, and it is, but we also have over 40% of the immigrants in the state of Maryland here, so we have a lot of people who want to learn English. So we teach adults how to read, write, and or speak English, whatever their need is. And we do that primarily by training volunteers to be tutors, and they work one-on-one with our students. We've recently added English classes and things like that to increase the capacity that we have for serving people. So that's been, and we have about over 800 volunteers a year are tutoring for us, and we probably have another 150 volunteers doing other jobs for the Literacy Council.
What makes your organization work on a day-to-day basis? Is it a strong board? Is it, I'm sure it's dedicated volunteers. Give us a sense of what makes the trains run on time.
Well, I think, you know, when you're in business for over, almost 50 years, you learn a few things. It wasn't always running like a, right smooth machine all this time, but you learn some things over time and you get good at certain things. I certainly think our strength is recruiting and training and supporting volunteers, because we couldn't do what we do without them. So I certainly think that's how we get things done. We also now, obviously, as you asked, how are we weathering what's going on here? And we've had some serious cuts to our funding, our government sources, and things like that, just like all nonprofits. And I'll tell you what my answer is to people is we do like anybody does who has to be on a budget. We make a budget and we stick to it. And I say no a lot to people, and we basically just have a very strict adherence to what we can do. We make do with less. Now, on the other side of that, we use our volunteers to help augment our paid staff, and so we try to reduce costs and things, but we're very fortunate that we have this large pool of volunteers who step in. They want to do things and help. They come in and work in the office and all of that. So we have some flexibility for weathering what I would consider a drought. I have great optimism that we are going to come through this, and it's a matter of surviving until we get to the other side.
Kathy, probably tough for executive directors to say no, but probably essential too, at least until the things bounce back. Yeah,
and what we see our executive directors doing is really focusing on core programs and understanding what they do really well and how they know that they succeed. And what we all think about in terms of philanthropy is how do we help serve the person we're serving and help change the trajectory of their lives. And one of the things I love about the Literacy Council is that they're forward thinking. As the economy turns around, we're going to need literate people. We need people to go out and get jobs. Yeah.
Pamela SAUSSY, Executive Director of the Literacy Council of Montgomery County. Find them online at literacycouncilmcmd.org. Pam, thanks very much. With us now on the Newsline is KHARI Brown. He is Executive Director of Capital Partners for Education. Mr. Brown, thank you very much for your time today.
Well, thanks very much for having me on.
Tell us about your group. What do the Capital Partners for Education do?
And also, we just want to thank the catalog for including us again this year. We were in the catalog 4 years ago, and it gave us a big boost. So we're hoping the same big boost again this year.
No doubt.
But CPE's mission is to help low-income high school students prepare for college. As we all know, in today's economy, it's more important than ever to have a college education. More than 2/3 of the new jobs in D.C. now require a college degree. So if our kids aren't getting a college education, they're going to be left behind. And if they're low income, that means it's most likely they'll remain in poverty. So unfortunately, in Washington, D.C., public schools, only 9% of the public high school students actually graduate from college. 9% are graduating from college. So if you're a motivated student who lives in a neighborhood that has, a failing school, how are you going to get the education you need in order to compete in this economy? So CPE is here to change the odds for our motivated kids. So we identify low-income kids who want to go to a high-performing school, and we help them attend private high schools with scholarships, and now we're working with some of the top charter schools in the area as well. It's exciting now that there are some charter schools that have developed that offer, a comparable education to some of the private schools.
Tell us who or what do you rely on a day-to-day basis to make your objective, your mission, come to reality?
Well, I guess we have a pretty broad group of people who support us in a number of different ways. First, there are financial supporters who will provide, the scholarships that we offer. But, what is unique about our program is that we also recognize that our kids, in addition to needing to go to a high-performing school, also need additional support because of the neighborhoods that they come from, because their families probably have not had the opportunity to go to college and are able to provide the type of support that our kids would need in order to compete with, their middle-class peers. So we match each student with a mentor, so we need volunteers, and then we provide a bunch of different academic programs and workshops, individualized coaching, and it's collaboration with our schools, with the volunteer mentors, with families, with anyone in the community who can help our students try to achieve a level playing field.
Mm-hmm. Kathy, so many of the organizations, not all, but so many of them deal with young people in terms of education, in terms of activities, in terms of interests, after school, and all the rest. And there probably aren't better ways to spend our dollars or our volunteer time than with young people, because the dividends just repay.
It's just unquestioned that if you can help a kid get into college, you change the trajectory of the rest of his life and in all of his generations. And you have an organization like Capital Partners, which have these great collaborations. And as everyone is so excited, my son is going to be coming home this year for the holidays from college, and you think to yourself, I'm here with my family, our kids got into college, and it would just take so little to invest in an organization that really helps kids who need it. The whole wraparound services, not just the education, but all the support services to really succeed in life.
And KHARI Brown, I believe we have your email address that we can put on the screen. Tell us how people can reach you online if they'd like more information about what you're doing.
Oh, sure. Well, our website is www.cpfe.org, as in Capital Partners for Education.org. Hopefully you can put that up on the screen.
Yep.
People can come to the website. They can choose to support us, but also, we depend on volunteers. We need more mentors to work with our kids.
Great. Well, good luck to you, and thanks very much for spending some time with us today. Very exciting to hear about the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Let's talk with our final nonprofit leader. With us now on the Newsline is Roxanne Rice, Executive Director of Food for Others. Good to have you with us, Ms. Rice. Tell us, let's jump right into it. Tell us about Food for Others.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me today, because Food for Others is the largest distributor of free food directly to people in need in Northern Virginia. And in the past 2 years, we've experienced a tremendous increase in the number of clients coming to us. It's a need that was unprecedented in our 15-year history of service here.
That's got to be sobering, but not a lot of time for reflection probably right now. You got to get busy and help these people out who may have been donors before and are coming to you for help now.
Absolutely. And all of the other nonprofit executive directors that I talk to in our area have experienced the same thing. People are really hurting. It's a need that we feel throughout the entire year. People are very generous at this time of the year. The holiday season provokes a lot of generosity. But we're here all year long, and our food needs are there all the time, since people eat all year long.
We only have a couple seconds left. If folks hearing you are inspired to help in some way, what can they do?
People can donate to us, run a food drive in your neighborhood, in your business, in your church, in your school. Provide food to bring food to our warehouse in Merrifield, or perhaps run a food drive for your other local nonprofit church pantry or school pantry. There's a tremendous amount of need. We also can...
And let me jump in there. The website is on the screen right now, foodforothers.org. Roxanne Rice, sorry the clock is working against us. We appreciate your time.